In this video, I want to discuss a few options for actually receiving your payments when you've qualified as, say, an English teacher. Now, ideally, the best option would be to have it paid directly into your bank account. Now, I realize this isn't necessarily an option or really an obvious option, because you might say, but I don't have a bank account in the States if you're, say, giving courses on an American platform. But the good news is that there's a company called Wise, used to be called TransferWise, and you can set up an account in your own currency. So I live in Germany, so my account would be in euros. Then once you've done that and you've validated everything and they realize you're a legitimate person, it's very easy then to create a US bank account that is sort of linked to your EU bank account, and you can transfer money between them at a very good exchange rate. If you are interested in using Wise, there is a link in the description. It is an affiliate link. Use it. Don't use it. It makes no difference. It won't change anything from your payments or your costs. But, anyway, because that's not the point of this video. It's not to promote Wise. It's just the ideal solution. And depending on the platform you're using, for instance, Udemy will pay it into a bank account if you live in the States. Not if you have a US bank account. You have to physically live in the States, which is, of course, a nuisance because I live in Europe. So usually the only real options you have after this are PayPal or Payoneer. And both of them have their advantages and disadvantages, which we really should look at. And then you can assess sort of which one is better for your situation. And by better, I mean least worst, okay? Because they're both, let's be honest, greedy. I personally think companies like PayPal and Payoneer actually have an inflation-proof business model. So what happens is they take a small fixed amount, say 30 cents or so, and then a percentage of the transaction. So as inflation goes up, things get more expensive, the transaction amount goes up, and so the percentage of that for them is higher. But that's not enough. They kind of want more, always want more. They're greedy. And so you have to look to see which of these two is the least bad for your situation. So we look at PayPal. I mean, okay, we slag them off, but I must admit I do actually have a soft spot for PayPal, because I got a PayPal account, 25 years ago or so, whenever they started. And I thought it was a really cool idea to use an email address as your account validator, and you can move money around just by email, and it was really easy. And then people started abusing it, and they had rules and regulations and all sorts of stuff came in, which for the normal user didn't make it better. It was actually worse. And the thing with PayPal is they're quite flexible. So if you, say, have several different bank account or PayPal accounts, and you want to use them for different things, you can. It's not a problem. And if you're on, say Udemy as an example, and you decide you want to use a different PayPal account, it's very simple. The only thing you can't do with PayPal, and again, it's not a legal thing, it's a PayPal thing. So they've put up obstacles because reasons. So for instance, I live in Germany, and I have a German company and I have a UK company. But I cannot provide proof of address for my residence in the UK. So I can't have that PayPal account. I can have a PayPal account for the German company, but I can't have a PayPal account for the UK company, which is, like I say, it's not a legal restriction, it's a PayPal restriction. And they are really stubborn about this. The only thing that is bad about this is that they tell you, after they've gotten your email address, your mobile phone number, they've got scans of your ID cards or passports, and the address bit comes right towards the end of the list of things they need to satisfy the KYC, know your customer stuff. So they've gotten all your sensitive data, and then they tell you, nah, sorry. And I hope they delete it. I suspect not. When you transfer money, say you receive money in dollars and you want it in a different currency, you can transfer the money in, say, dollars into your PayPal account, and that'll sort of maintain different currency levels. And you can then use one to, say, transfer into whatever currency you need, say in my case, euros. But do be aware that PayPal have not a very attractive conversion rate. That's where Wise would come in. That's a much, much better conversion rate. Now we look at Payoneer. Payoneer do not have this restriction that you have to live in the country where your account is. So Payoneer, I was quite pleased to see, could actually have an account for my UK company, even though I didn't physically live there. And that was really nice. And that's where the nice stuff ends. Payoneer are also greedy. For instance, I recently received a $54 payment and they took $3 to receive it. And then on the other side, paying out, I wanted to pay out dollar to dollar. So from that Payoneer account to my dollar Wise account, and they wanted a $30 transfer fee. $30 to transfer an online payment. And I worked out if I did that and then used the Wise currency conversion, how much would end up in my UK account. And then I looked at what it would do with their unfavorable exchange rate, and it was, give or take a couple of pennies, it was the same. So when I use Payoneer now, I just transfer the amount as pounds into my UK account and just take the hit. The thing that Payoneer does that is really bad, and you have to be careful of this, is that I don't know how it works, but when someone sets up a payment connector from whatever platform you're teaching on to Payoneer, it seems that Payoneer can somehow, they have to release the connection before you can use a different account. And this is like, you're held hostage to this. And they will say things like, you say to them, I want to move the fund from this account on Payoneer to my other account on Payoneer, and they say no. Now this is really weird, because they're the service provider and you're the customer, and they're effectively saying, no, we will not allow you to not use our service, which is incredibly arrogant. And you think, sorry, it's not your decision. I'm the customer. I decide where I want to go. It's like if you go to the supermarket of your choice and the staff from another supermarket physically preventing you from going in. Say, no, you shop at our supermarket. We're not letting you shop anywhere else. You're our customer. You go to our supermarket. They bundle you in a van and then drive you to the supermarket. It's absurd. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I've had mails going backwards and forwards with their support about this. And it is, I'll read you some just so you can see. Sorry for turning away. So, thank you for contacting Payoneer Customer Care. I am, and it's always a different name. I've never had the same name twice, so I assume I am a insert randomly generated name here. And I'm very happy to assist you to remove your funding source. Sounds good. We received your request to have your funding source removed from your Payoneer account. Due to the sensitive nature of these requests, we take them very seriously and can only complete them in certain circumstances. So they ask you like, well, why do you want to not use us anymore? And presumably there are answers that aren't good enough. And then it says, after reviewing the request, we regret to inform you that we were unable to remove your payment account from our system. And that's it. You think, what? I'm the customer. I can choose whether I use you or not. And if I don't want to use you anymore, I don't have to. This is especially absurd when all I want to do is move it to another Payoneer account. And it looks like the only solution to this is to create a second account on the platform where we're receiving payments from, configure that to use the correct account, and then thankfully the absolutely kind people on this platform will then have the hassle and work of moving all the courses and transferring those to the new account. So Payoneer, this is for you. This is for you. So basically what it boils down to, if you have the choice between Payoneer and any other payment system, use the other payment system. There will come a time when you need something done on Payoneer and they will shaft you and they will hold you hostage and they will waste your time unnecessarily and cause you grief and frustration. So yes, Payoneer lose customers like this every day. I wonder if their CEO actually knows what's going on under his nose. So to summarize, sorry about the rant. If you can get it paid, the perfect solution, it gets paid directly into your bank account. If you don't have a bank account in that currency, go to Wise, link in the description, make an account there. It's very straightforward. If you have a choice between using Payoneer and anything else, use anything else. If Payoneer are the only options, you just got to suck it up and hope and pray that you don't ever have to change anything. So I hope that's helped you. And of course, if you have a platform that only uses Payoneer, ask them to give another option. Okay, maybe there's reasons why they decided on Payoneer and nothing else, but point out that you would like another option as well. So I hope that helps you, and have lots of fun in your teaching career.